How do we intro one of these shows again, especially without a third person?
I think you just did. So,
Did I?
yeah, should
Oh.
we carry on? Are we even recording? Or...
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna do a thing actually. I was gonna be like, "It's you," or like, "Well, look who it is, T-Cat and Crocs back together."
At it again.
But now that I've done it, it takes away the naturalness from it. So, fuck, I'll do something different.
Wait, so are we even recording?
I'm recording. I'm just not actually sure
okay.
at what point I'm actually gonna start actually doing the episode. I don't know.
I see. Well, in that case.
So on to our first game.
Yeah.
No.
We got rid of that other fucking guy. Now it's just us.
No, JK, I'm actually gonna start the episode now.
Okay,
right. Oh, hello everyone. It's JP, also known as T-Cat, and I'm joined by a single co-host today.
It's the best one though, right?
It is the best one. It is the best one. Yeah.
It's me. It's Kroc. It's Joe.
Yeah, T-Cat and Crocs back together again. Oh,
what's the song?
I've completely derailed you.
You have.
Start again.
Start again.
I thought you'd frozen then because you were just like.
It's 'cause you cut me off mid-sentence.
Okay, once. My bad. Okay.
And also, you start with a yo. I thought you said you weren't going to start with a yo.
I didn't want to go full yo.
You're yo and
yo and work. No. It's hard because I'm so used to doing it now, and it feels like it's like a nice intro to the show, but fuck, it's taken. Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of All Out Pummeling. I'm one of your hosts, JP, also going by T-Cat, and I'm joined by my other co-host today.
I'm Kroc. I'm Joe. I am coach of the Kroc and Croconaws.
Yes. Oh yes, I'm coach of the Toddington Torricats as well. And we're missing a member.
I mean, missing is a strong word. There is an absent member of the All Out Pummeling crew.
True, he is having a nice time eating lots of delicious food, and I'm very jealous.
It's all he's doing is just posting images of all the delicious food he's eating in America.
I know, I want it all. And he went to a Japanese restaurant as well. Damn.
Yeah. I swear he's having like 6 meals a day at the moment.
Yeah.
God knows how much alcohol.
I think he went to a Chick-fil-A to have a burger and then immediately went to a Chinese place afterwards. It was like, I had the best food of my life. And I was like, but you just ate Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, he had like a pork burger on the way before leaving Chinatown. It's like, what? What are you doing?
Oh, man's got to do what man's got to do. Anyway, so on our show today, so we've had round 1 of the learner games. It was actually very exciting to watch, very interesting. See how everyone was getting on, see how much of their teachings they have absorbed from both Ray's videos and coaches. Yeah, so I think on today's episode we are going to have a look at some of the matches, try and give some nice friendly feedback. And
I'll try.
we'll do our best. We're used to sort of flaming particularly Rob, so it'll be a change of pace for us. See how we get on. And then after that, we're going to quickly look at some of the transfers that you guys have done, see if you made the teams better or things have shifted a bit. And then after that, just have a quick look at what the matchups are going to be like for round 2.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so without further ado, should we move on to our first game? And this is going to be Ben, coached by yourself, against Matt, which is I don't think he has a coach, but would be Rob's friend.
Yes, indeed. Well, so we can see the 3 that each has brought.
Just on instant looking, I think that one matchup is particularly favourable against the other, and I'm looking at the Superior against the Swampert and the Crocodile. Both weak to that grass type.
Yeah, and we've got the Water type good against Volcarona and Crocodile. And then we've got the rock type that's good against Volcarona. So
yeah, so
before this match, Ben was looking at the matchup, and I was looking as well. And we were like, yeah, I think matchup wise, this is in Ben's favor.
Yes. Am I right in saying everyone sports like the upper end, or sorry, Swampert and Crocodile are tier 3.
Swampert tier 3.
I have a feeling.
Okay.
And then Tyranitar tier 1, Vaporeon and tier
Vaporeon's
3,
tier 3,
Superior tier 2,
and Superior's tier 2. So
okay, so Ben's rocking one of his stronger lineups.
yeah, well, they're both sort of middling. 2 tier 3s and a tier 1, and a Mega, a tier 2, and a tier 3. So.
Yes, yeah.
Not optimal.
Not optimal, but that's what Draft League's about. It's picking the stuff that's going to be good against your opponent. Yeah, so what were you thinking before seeing this match?
I was worried.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't feel Ben was quite ready.
Okay.
There was work to be done. That
have you had much time with him? I know you had like a day lecture, and you showed me the notes, and it was the most intensive thing I've ever seen.
We did one like 3-hour-long lecture binge, like explaining everything, and then I tried to get them to get involved with the homework bit.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier because I live with John, the coach of one of the batches we'll see later on.
Yeah.
But Ben, I can message. But I can't just be like, hey, how's that going? Hey, how's that going? Hey, you doing this? Hey, how you feeling about this? Oh, what did you think of that? So,
yeah.
But after this, we may need to crack the whip a tiny bit.
The whip a bit? Okay.
Yes, indeed.
All right, well, shall we hop into the game then?
Yes, indeed.
To get things rolling. Right, so we go 3, 2, 1. Cool.
Here we go.
So Ben leading out with his Tyranitar as Matt goes in for Swampert.
Okay.
Swampert not damaged by the sand, but doesn't get the boost as it is not a rock type.
Yes, indeed. Scald there, turn 1. Dragon Dance, turn 1 isn't bad, but straight into the burn.
Yeah.
This is now unlucky and a problem.
Yeah, I mean, he could do another boost to sort of negate the burn. But yeah, he eats a couple of earthquakes for his trouble, and he's not going to do a whole lot in return. Protector, I guess, get rid of, also stall out the sandstorm, but it allows Ben to get rocks up, which is really good for.
Yeah, it was good of Ben there to be like, well, this thing's going down. At least I can get the rocks out, which are going to be crucial.
Crit as well with the stone. Unfortunately, though, that is the Mega Tyranitar going down. So good for Matt picking up his first kill of the game.
Hero comes out, scares out the Volcarona, obviously, 4 times weak to grass. Volcarona takes the big hit coming in, but then we have the missed Leaf Storm. Now, I've done the calc. If that hit, it only would have done 10%. The next hit would have done about 20%, and the third hit 30%. So this Volcarona's alone half health, quad resists the grass, so it does still take 3 hits to go down.
Would have lived it.
Yeah, and anything that Volcarona does is a damage roll to kill Superior from full with either a Fiery Dance or a Bug Buzz.
Okay, so essentially Ben would have had to been very lucky, hit all of his Leaf Storms and not die to the Volcarona instantly.
Yes, yeah, it's... So, he ran away. So, it just...
can I pause it here quickly?
Yes, indeed.
Right, so on the turn before, we saw Vaporeon use Wish.
Yes.
And then it switched out, but you'll see that the Wish actually doesn't come true. So Wish is a move that when you use it on at the end of the next turn, whichever Pokemon is out on the field will get healed. It will be healed for. Is it based on their HP?
It's based on 50% of the Pokemon that used the Wish initially. So it's their max HP.
So Vaporeon with 110 base HP?
Well, let's say the Vaporeon has exactly 300 HP total.
Yeah.
If it a max HP, that is. If it uses Wish, whatever comes in will be restored 150 HP. Whether that is a Shedinja that only has 1 HP or a Blissey that has like 700 HP. So the higher your health stat total is when you use Wish, the more it will heal.
Does Blissey actually get Wish, or is it just soft boiled? I've not used it, so I don't really know.
I cannot remember.
Okay, but anyway, the point I wanted to make is, so used Wish, but the Superior was on full HP, but then got taken out on the switch-in with the predicted Bug Buzz, although, to be honest, both moves would have been super effective against anyway. So I guess maybe not the best choice to switch out there when the Vaporeon does resist.
We did see that the Scold... the Vaporeon, did it go first and Scold? No, it went second.
Yeah. But yeah, so then after the switch into Superior, because it goes down, then the Wish lands, but there's no Pokemon on the field, so no health is restored, which is very unfortunate. Good to continue now?
Yeah.
I'm on turn 9. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
So out comes the Vaporeon on 30% HP. It's got a lot of work to do, but unfortunately does get outspared by the Volcarona. And that is Vaporeon down, and Matthew picking up his first win of this little league.
Yes, indeed.
Without losing a single mon.
Yeah.
Very impressive. If
Ben had clicked the Scold again rather than Wish, the Volcarona would have gone down, getting at least 1 kill for himself.
Yeah. I think in that situation, just need to be mindful of the type that he had as his second Pokemon.
Yes.
And know that the Vaporeon's job in that match was actually to kind of wall the Volcarona and take out the Volcarona and I guess the Crocodile. And then the Superior's job would be to take out the Swampert. So the Superior had no business on the field unless Swampert was out.
So I think if on turn 1, Ben had swapped from the Tyranitar straight into a Superior, then all of a sudden that Swampert is now in a problem.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Like the best thing it could do would be to burn the Superior or get up Stealth Rocks, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Do some damage.
Well, it would have been, so on that turn 1 that did play out, it would have, even if it had burned the Superior, it still would have been resisted, got a burn off, and then the Superior would have been able to kill next turn. Yeah. So it would have
just hit a Leaf, well, hopefully hit a Leaf Storm for it, and get a free boost.
Yeah, but either way, like, so even it just would have skipped the game ahead to the point where Matt switched out to Volcarona. But at this point, Ben now has a full health, unburned Mega Tyranitar still on the bench rather than a dead Tyranitar.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, anyway, that was game 1. Really interesting to see that one.
Yes, indeed. I believe we actually
both
saw
these coaches.
Crocodile.
No, Crocodile didn't hit the field. No. But I think both of these coaches have made substitutions. Or I know definitely Matt has, but we'll get onto those.
Matt has. I don't think Ben has.
Oh, actually, yeah, no, sorry, yeah, Ben has not, but Matt has. But yeah, we'll get onto those in a bit. So next game is going to be this is Kit, coached by John, and Becky, coached by me.
Who's you? Who's that loser?
It's our secret Chinese interloper. No, coached by myself, T-Cat, aka JP of the Tom Centauri Cats.
The first member of the DK crew.
So this game, I don't know. It's tricky because Kit's got a lot of really strong Pokemon, but as we kind of pointed out before, it's got a lot of 4x weaknesses.
Yes.
And you can actually put all the moves you need on one Pokemon to be 4x effective against his entire team, pretty much, except for Haxorus and Sylveon. But yeah, basically, it's really easy to sort of have coverage for this team. So what do you think, looking at the lineup there?
I mean, looking at it, we've got an Arcanine to kill a Scizor. We've got potentially, we've probably got a Gyarados that will kill the Gliscor if it's got any sort of ice moves. And we've got a Steel type that will probably kill a Sylveon. So that's sort of my very simplistic.
Well, looking at it the other way, Gliscor is kind of nice versus Ferrothorn. Sylveon is nice against a Mega Gyarados. And this is also kind of nice against a Mega Gyarados.
So
it has that dark type.
Did Becky draft the Mega?
She drafted the Mega.
Okay.
Yes. But she did not bring it to this game. She brought regular Gyarados, since it flies over the stab ground type of the Gliscor. It doesn't give it the dark type, which means that it then is not weak to the majority of Kit's team.
Fair enough.
I can tell you that Gyarados has a coverage move for everything. I think it was Rockin', Iron Head, Ice Fang, Waterfall, and Flamethrower.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of those, Gen 1 mons that learns every TM under the sun.
Yes.
Like, Slowbro, use Psychic, then Flamethrower, then Ice Beam, then
it's all that Gen 1 stuff.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a mon with spicy mood pool, look for no further than Wigglytuff.
Yeah, any normal type in Gen 1, I swear to God. It's like, oh yeah, of course my Snorlax can use Fire Blast.
It's like Groin Man as well, the Machamp. Just flamethrowers out of its dick.
Oh, God. Gen 1. You crazy son of a bitch.
Gen 1's silly. Alright, should we hop on then?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Right. 3, 2, 1. Match started. So Kit leads with Trans Lives Matter, the shiny Sylveon, and Becky goes in for Gary. Switches out to the Ferrothorn, as this does resist Fairyon's... Fairy?
The Fairy Pixelate Hyper Voice.
That's the one. Eats two of those, although later
big Iron Head.
I've discovered that this is actually a choice specs Sylveon, so those Hyper Voices were hitting quite hard.
Yeah, I was wondering. I thought, maybe she's gone full physically defensive on this Ferrothorn, and just happens to be hitting hard. Yeah,
but Kit wisely switches out into Scizor as Becky goes into Doggo, the Arcanine.
Nice Intimidate and a Fire type out. Yeah, has to run away. Yeah.
Yep. Goes for the Flamethrower, but this was predicted by Kit, and he goes into the Gliscor.
Deletes a nice 30 odd, don't they?
Yeah.
For the switch in. Ooh, good hidden power there.
That's a hidden power. Ice for the Gliscor. Gets a bit of heal back, but that is a Flower Earthquake. I guess she could have predicted the ground type move and gone into Gyarados, as it would be immune to it, but
also that was a speed type there as well.
Should we pause there? Yeah.
So if we turn back to...
I think it's turn 8.
Turn 8.
Sorry for Arcanine. Sorry, turn 7 actually.
Yes, because the Arcanine and the Gliscor were actually speed tied. So we saw Doggo use Hidden Power first on turn 6, and then the Gliscor used Swords Dance afterwards on turn 6.
Yes.
But then on turn 7, the Gliscor goes first and Earthquakes the Doggo before the Doggo gets a chance to finish off the low health Gliscor.
Yes, yeah.
So, yeah, a
speed tie is basically when they have... when both Pokemon have the same exact speed stat. In that situation, it's 50-50 of who goes first. And on the first turn, it was the Gliscor. Sorry, no, on the first turn, it was the Arcanine. The second turn, it was the Gliscor.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's just sometimes how it goes. It's where a tactic called speed creeping comes in. If Mons have the same or very close base speed, you can just put 1 or 2 EVs of stat investment into their speed, enough to be able to outspeed that thing that has the same speed stat as your Pokemon. Mm-hmm. So in this exact situation, all one of them would have had to have done is put 4 of those 510 EVs into speed, and they would have been guaranteed that 50-50 every single time.
Yes, yeah. And then you get into the stupid mind game of, well, they're going to speed creep me, so I'm going to speed creep them, and then you end up putting 8 points into it, and then 16, and then you keep going.
And eventually you're like, yeah, well, I'll just fully speed invest and put a choice scuff on it as well, and I'll definitely outspeed their tank.
Oh, no. And then it's like,
too far.
Yeah, and then the other person is like, hang on a minute. I'm always going to be slow at this, so I'm just going to fully invest in bulk. And then you look real stupid with your max speed Arcanine, and they've got the bulkiest Gliscor in the world.
And your Arcanine does 12% to it, but boy, does it do that 12% super fast.
Oh, God. All right, okay, let's continue. So, just finishing turn 7.
Oh, I'm already on turn 9.
Oh, turn 9. Oh, sorry.
I'm going to click go to turn 7.
Okay, right.
We'll go from there.
You on?
I'm ready.
Okay, yep. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Earthquake's just killed Doggo.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, not nice, but... Oh god, it's dead.
Yeah. The Sizzle takes the waterfall, but here it comes. It's the Inferno Overdrive on the Edward Scissorhands. So
this was from a flamethrower?
Yes, that's a Z Fire Crystal boosted flamethrower thing.
Because I did pause with that. I was like, wait, what? 5 moves? Oh, it must get flamethrower. It's a Gen 1 dragon-ish Pokemon. Even though it's a water type, it's got flamethrower.
Yeah, no, there wasn't that much she could do in that situation since Sizzle was his switch into the Gyarados.
The predicted hidden power fire there to take out nearly a full health Theraphor was
so that's something that Kit did very well this game, was make predictions.
Yes.
Which I think he kind of needed to do to sort of bring it back, because Becky just had all the right moves to click at every right point, but then obviously the predictions meant that she ended up clicking stuff that didn't quite work. But yeah, I thought really well played from both sides.
Yeah,
it was a really good game, and well done, Becky, for pulling out the W there.
Your Padawan.
My Padawan, yes. I don't think she's made any changes to her team, but I know that Kit has.
It has, yes, indeed.
Yes, and yeah, it'll be very interested to see which ones he's swapped out and got instead. Okay. So next up, we have it's going to be John versus Tan.
Ah, yes.
So John is one of your boys, and Tan is coached by the other John of the Woody Woody Torts.
He is indeed.
What do you think?
We were, coming into this one, we were fine. The only issue we were worried about really was the Magnezone. Obviously, being a water-based rain team, trying to hit through a electric steel mon was a bit of a worry. And always having that bit of worry that there was just a mega Beedrill that could just upset things. But we worked out, after a belly drum and in the rain, Aquajet still kills Magnezone from full.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, like not even
close.
Without the rain, it still does like 90%.
Okay.
So the rain then doubles that, but doesn't quite.
Gotcha.
So it just it's basically, if that has a belly drum in the rain, there's nothing really that will live unless something quad resists and is physically defensive. It's a monstrous thing.
Yeah. So looking at these teams, first few things I noticed. So John has brought a bulky rain core. Like that team is very bulky, and he has bought both the Pelipper and his Azumarill, and he's opted for picking his tier 1 and his 2 tier 2s. Whereas Tan has picked her Mega, and then 2 of her tier 4. No,
Magnezone's tier 2.
Oh, Magnezone's tier 2. Oh, I just don't like it.
It's a good Pokemon.
It's a good Pokemon. But the Claydol, I'm not 100% sure why that's there. So obviously the Beedrill's good against the Cresselia, the Magnezone's good against all of John's lovely water spam. But the Claydol, not too
is
sure.
A ground type,
I'm not sure what she could have brought instead, but I think
I think, and we'll see in the match, the Claydol does not pan out too well.
Yeah, I feel like this match was won and lost based on prep beforehand rather than how the game was actually played.
And there's a very key early mistake that is made from one player, but then an almost identical, slightly more disguised error happens from the other player.
Yeah.
In the exact same way, and it's the same thing of you turning out or volt switching out, and then having to come in to a very offensive move and going down to it, and you'll see that happen.
Okay. Should we get into it then? Because I have a feeling I'm going to need to pause very early on in this one. Okay, right. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So out comes the Pelipper for John as Tan starts off with Magnezone. So already a terrible matchup for John.
Yep. U-turn here.
U-turn here, yeah,
and if
good.
we watch very closely,
let's go into your special wall.
This is where everything. I was sat watching this live going, click Cresselia, click Cresselia.
Yeah.
Azurill dead. I was like, oh no.
All right, so have you already spoken to John about it?
Yes.
Okay.
He I think it's because in prep and practice matches a lot of the time, the Pelipper was slower, so it was doing a slow U-turn out. But the fact it was faster than a very slow Magnezone was just, I think, sort of threw him a bit.
Okay. Well, just for the benefit of everyone else, in this situation, so whether Pelipper is faster or not, that is a Magnezone that resists all of Pelipper's stab, and it's quad weak to electric. You have a special wall on your team, which it's neutral against Magnezone, but hey, it's your sort of say switch in. Or you've got your other water type who is also weak to electric. So chances are in this situation, Tan just clicks an electrical move and just for damage, probably knows that Cresselia is coming in, but then unfortunately he goes into the Azumarill, and it's just gonna die.
Did you pause?
I did pause. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes. So don't worry. I'm back on turn 1. The Azumarill's just died.
Okay, I will catch up.
Well, you just go to turn 2 then.
Okay.
Fine. Okay. Right.
I'm ready whenever you are.
3, 2, 1. Okay. So Cresselia hits the field. Goes for a Calm Mind.
Calm Mind. Yep.
So this is going to take this quite nicely now. We're still doing quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, still a fair chunk of damage. I believe this is a physically defense invested Cresselia, because the idea was to Calm Mind up to cover the other defense. So
yeah, but Tan wisely switches out into her Beedrill. While it is weak to the Psychic, the Bug Stab is very good against the Cresselia, and the only thing that's going to punch through that physical wall. So that special wall.
Well, it's a both wall.
It is a both wall, but yes, it has boosted special defense. And then switches into
Moonlight
the
there, only doing 25% heal because of the rain. And then the heal block coming in.
I was hyped when I saw this.
Cheeky.
I was like, what brilliant tech. Claydol was the perfect bring.
However, now, I happen to know that this Claydol was running heal block, Earthquake, Rapid Spin, and Stealth Rock. So
don't really have much of a way to damage
the
Levitator and the Flying type.
And then we get Pelipper killing the Magnezone.
Pelipper,
right?
He's like, you know what? I remember that time you killed my Azurill. I'm just going to scold you for the kill.
Here we go. This is the U-turn right here.
Okay.
Swaps into the Claydol because there's no other option. Oh no, maybe it's not that one. I thought it was a different U-turn.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm wondering what the I can't actually remember.
Earlier that sent out the Magnezone to get scolded in the first place.
Yes,
maybe. I think that was the one I was.
Did Tan post up a set on the Facebook page? I can't quite remember.
No,
because I really wanted to know what the Beedrill set was. If U-turn was its most powerful bug move, because like an X-Scissor earlier in the game, this Cresselia was just dead.
X is what, 10 10 more base power.
10 more base power, but the Cresselia went down to like 5% HP or something.
It went fairly low.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, this Claydol has now got nothing to touch the Cresselia.
Yeah, literally has a rapid spin to hit the 2 remaining Pokemon, and Claydol's attack stat is not high.
Yeah.
Definitely not high enough to hit through a Pelipper and a Cresselia with leftovers.
Yeah,
with
so
rapid spin.
This is why I feel like this game came down to the prep before the game, right, rather than how it was played, because I think both of them kind of made mistakes in the game. So in that sense, it was fairly even. But Tan didn't really have the moves to deal with such a bulky team from John, and yeah, John just had to sort of just click random moves, and Tan couldn't really do much about it.
I was thinking there was the big cock up earlier on from John, but then just had to sort of whittle away with the tanks that Tan didn't really have an answer for.
Yes.
Well, there was answers for them, but some of the way the things went, like you turning into the Magnezone, so it took a Scald on switch in, and then a second Scald was enough to kill. Things like that, which just sort of started to add up, and eventually there was the sorry situation of just a Claydol, which was
I think a toxic on Claydol would have been really nice, because then at least that can start wearing down the Cresselia, or even the Pelipper. Getting Stealth Rocks up a little bit earlier could have also been nice to damage the Pelipper, who likes to sort of switch out and come back in, set up the rain again.
Yeah, there were. I mean, there was U-turns coming out from Pelipper a couple of times this match. So
quite nice. But hey, there we go. So interesting game to see. I hope that both the coaches have learned from that one. I mean, because we can be as nice or as harsh as we like, but I mean, this is their first game.
Yes, it's.
So yeah.
Yeah, Bambi's out there taking those first wobbly steps, and we're not going, that's not how you gallop! That's not how you gallop! So we need to...
They're like Bambi's mum, or we're the hunters.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Alright. On to our fourth game then, shall we?
Yes, indeed.
This is going to be Alana of the Whappen Waylords versus Sebastian, coached by John.
Aha. Right, yeah.
So there's a lot of macho-ness coming from.
There's a lot of arms,
Sebastian's
isn't there? Look at these arms all over the place.
Starmie sort of just hiding behind the.
If that Starmie was swapped with that Riunculus, then we'd have all the arms coming out. So much arms on that team. Whoa.
Yeah. Interestingly, both female on Seb's team.
Hey, it's 2019.
It is 2019, yes. And then Alana is rocking that Reuniclus, the Breloom, and Salamence. So Alana going all guns blazing, and so is Seb.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Both their strongest lineups.
Both out for blood.
Yeah. So I was keenly interested in this game because I know that obviously Alana likes to, put the good players in in their place with game one so sweeps.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, Seb just drafted like quite a nice team. So I thought like maybe he knows a bit of Pokemon already. And so getting two pretty good players up against each other for the first game. How about the matchup?
What do we got here? We've got a couple of 4x weaknesses on the Whappen Waylord's side, but I think probably an Ice Beam on that Starmie, and maybe an Ice Punch on Conkeldurr to hit that Salamence.
Maybe like an Aerial Ace or something for the Breloom, but
I'm
I don't
doubtful that either of them have got any flying coverage beyond a hidden power flying on Starmie. But that seems a bit of a niche pick, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean you're probably better off just clicking Psychic, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm assuming knockoff for the Reuniclus. Reuniclus matches up nicely against the Conkeldurr, resist the Starmie.
does
Brelin
struggle with that.
Stormy.
The rabbit, though. The rabbit will punch through it pretty
Yes.
handily.
Yeah. So I would look at this team and I would be expecting Intimidate on Salamence. She doesn't go Intimidate, does she? She goes.
I told you she's out for blood.
She is out for blood. There was a shootout.
She's got Moxie, that kid.
Literally.
Literally, Moxie.
Should we get into the game then?
Yep, by all means.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1. And there is Big Suze, or Big
Suze out first.
Versus Patrick.
Patrick Star, get
Patrick
it?
Star, yeah.
Like
SpongeBob.
It's Dwayne Johnson.
So yeah, switches out into Dwayne Johnson. Takes a few hits. The burn coming from a flame orb, which boosts its gut. Oh, sorry, uses the guts ability to boost its attack. Gets a nice knockoff onto. So we've got Dwayne Johnson knocking out Johnson, which I thought was hilarious. The Reuniclus sort of going down, not really getting a whole lot off.
Sadly. Was it Z Crystal? Because we didn't see anything get knocked off, so
I'm thinking it probably was. But in comes Salamence, does just enough with the outrage to take it out. Gets off the next outrage, outspeeds the Starmie. Because it's
Choice Scarf, Moxie, outrage.
Yes.
Slapped itself in the face.
Does get the confusion after 2 turns instead of 3 turns, which is unlucky for Alana, but that's just how outrage works sometimes. Bugs Bunny comes in for get the kill ice punch, and then a spore to sleep the bunny.
Just clean it up.
It turns out that spore was actually very important because the bullet seed only hit twice, and that could potentially have been a dead Breloom because it's not got the highest defenses, has it?
It was a great click there as well because there's no reason not to spore there.
Yes.
Because if you outspeed, you're guaranteed at least 1 or 2 turns of sleep.
Yeah.
So there's no reason not to. It's just always the better play in that situation.
Yeah, because at first I was thinking like, he's just gonna click a move and kill it, right? And then it's like, use bullet seed. Oh, what is it? Use spore. Oh, what's the point in that? It's just stalling out the turns, and then turned out the bullet seed wouldn't have killed.
You see,
really good play from Alana there. Both of those guys just played that game phenomenally, I thought.
I felt like a very quick match compared to, I guess we had Salamence.
Yeah, Salamence going to town.
Tore a bit of a hole, yeah.
It could have been ended like 2 or 3 turns earlier if the Salamence hadn't got confused to turn earlier.
True.
But that is the power of Choice Scarf Moxie Salamence.
When it goes, it goes.
Yeah.
Was it Super Hands, was it? Yeah, Super Hands. Oh, love the Peep Show name. So.
Oh,
Salamence is Super
Hands. I remember back in season 1, I think it was, where I drafted Salamence, and the Out Your League guys would not stop being like, oh man, if this would have been like a Choice Scarf Moxie Salamence, I was really worried about that. It could have just cleaned house, it would have been game over already. And then I was like, what is this? I just kept bringing like bulky Intimidate Salamence, and then I tried it once, got a massive sweep off, and I was like, oh, this is what Salamence does.
Yes,
and then it ended up being one of the highest kill scorers of season 1, which is so funny. Such a good mon. Salamence is great.
I saw it. Was it your? I think it was that Salamence in season 1 that I came up against.
Game 1 of season 1.
Yeah, and I burnt it, and I was like, yes, I burnt the Salamence. Its outrages will do nothing. Its attack is halved.
Yeah, it's got a huge attack stat.
They just used flamethrower and like dragon pulse, and I was like, wait, what? It's a special Salamence? What is this bullshit?
Yeah, because turns out it's actually got a pretty good special stat as well. I think it's like 130 attack or 140 attack, and then 100. Or 110.
105 special, I believe.
Yeah, something around that. So, it's got better special attack than a lot of mons that can be run specially. So, why not, eh?
Yeah, why not?
I was so happy when he burned me.
I was just like, yes, the burn! Huzzah! Yeah. Everything's going well. Oh, I've lost.
Until it didn't. Yeah. And have we fought each other again since? We must have done. Yeah, we did in season 2 when you had Magina and I did it, and it was like stupid oven.
Stupid oven.
Right. And our final game is going to be Marian, coach of the Animal Haunters, versus Wev, coach of the Middlesbrough Metapods. Both of them part of the Kingswood Kabutops conglomerate.
Yep.
Don't worry, new guys, you'll get this all soon. But basically, they were on separate teams, then they all joined the same team.
Which is a subdivision of the Pokemon League, which is part of the Umbrella Corporation of the... just...
Owned by Chris Patella.
Sub-managed by Let Out 2.
The Kings of Kabutops have had the most amount of players, like, by far, haven't they? Because it was Crispy and then John, and then it was Crispy and just Marian, and then it was Crispy and Marian and Wev.
They need to be renamed to the Hydrogians or something, so they can, because the Hydras, they just have the heads keep
Hanwell Hydreigons.
they keep coming up. Yeah,
good work. I don't think he'd give it up. He likes the Pokemon card meme too much.
Yeah, it's an established brand at this point.
So. It is. He's got merch and everything. Right. So looking at the teams,
wow.
Marian has bought a lovely team of Latias, a Sylveon, and Gringo Bandito. Also known as Heliolisk. And Wev has gone for a very interesting team. So he hasn't even brought his tier 1/Mega. He's gone for a Slowking, an Umbreon, and an Entei. So he's got tier 2. Is that 2 tier 3s? Am I right?
2 tier 3s and a tier 2, yeah. Yeah. Versus a tier 1, a tier 2, and a tier 4? Heliolisk? Is it tier 3?
I think it's tier 3 because the only person who drafted tier 4 was Tan.
Yes, you are correct. So yeah, it must be tier 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
So matchup wise, who do you think takes it? So the Heliolisk obviously there for the Slowking, the Sylveon there for the Umbreon, and Latias as a general bulky hitty thing.
What? Yeah. I think maybe Wev has the downside in this one.
Yeah, I'm thinking Umbreon's there for Latias. Latias is not really going to do anything to an Umbreon.
Yeah, like Foul Place will still hurt, but they're not going to be like.
Yeah, Entei for Heliolisk.
Yeah, Dry Skin
for Gringo.
Dry Skin Heliolisk, it would just take double damage from that fire.
Yeah,
but
I didn't actually check if Marian posted a set, because if this was solar power, then obviously the Dry Skin stuff doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it's Dry Skin, then yeah, it does. And the Slowking just as another one. Maybe he was expecting something else.
Maybe. Yeah. I haven't looked at the. She could have.
We're not at the stage of memorizing the teams off pat yet. Cool. So this game was all but won.
Yes.
At a certain stage, and then it was not one.
Yes, I was sad. I was sad when the mistake occurred. I was like,
yes.
Oh.
No, I know that Crispy's already spoken to Mario about it, but we'll get into the game so you can see it.
Yeah.
Right. So 3, 2, 1, go. So Marian leading with Gringo Bandito. As Wev goes for the shiny Entei, which I believe has to have a certain nature so it can run a certain move.
Extreme speed. Yes, it gets extreme speed, but has to be shiny.
Yeah.
So kids, if you ever see a shiny, any of the 3 dogs, in fact, it means they get extreme speed.
Or is it a rash nature or something it has to have?
Yeah, it's something weird. They have to be it's like a neutral nature or something, so it's not great. But
yeah, so interestingly, the Entei using Bite there, does it not get Crunch?
I don't know.
I don't know.
My knowledge of
Latias, sorry.
Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe but Marian very sensibly roosting up there. The Slowbro's not got a whole lot. Sorry, the Slowking not got a whole lot for this. And here we go. Get hype in the chat for Calm Mind. Boosting Latias.
It's already burned, so it can't get toxic as well. Yeah. So this is a lovely bit.
Yeah.
So the only thing to fear here is, you can't even fear an Ice Beam Freeze because you're already burnt. So
yeah, but she's got 13 more roosts at the moment, so she can fully boost all the way up to ×4 if she wanted. And sorry, were you saying about the freeze there as well?
Yeah, but there's no way to get freeze when you are burnt,
yes.
I believe. So...
I noticed Wev in the chat said about he was going for a freeze, but there was no way for it to happen since the burn.
If something already has a serious status effect, it cannot be overwritten by another serious status effect, except for when using rest, which removes the serious status effect and then turns you to sleep instead. Yeah. However, that doesn't work if you get spored or sung. It doesn't get rid of your other status effect. It just fails, I believe.
Yeah. So in this situation, if I'm Wev, I switch to either Umbreon and try and hit it with, I don't know, knock off foul play, something like that. Or even Entei just to get some big damage off. So he does eventually go into the Umbreon as the Roost comes out. So what does he go for here? Is it a knockoff or is it a foul play? Takes a lot of damage from the Dragon Pulse.
Not half, but crit foul play there.
It actually did no damage, so...
Ooh, that was that Rocky helmet on the Latios. Did a lot of damage back there.
Yeah. Actually, does Umbreon get knockoff? I can't even remember. Yeah, so not doing a whole lot of damage. And then here we go!
Why
had
the
the game won. All she had to do was keep clicking Roost.
Click Roost, click attack, click Roost, click attack, and the whole game would have been hers.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. She got bored. She wanted to put on a show, which I
think she felt a bit guilty because I think she felt it was a bit sort of lame. To do. But it's not lame.
It's compadre.
It's the strong tactic, and it was working, and it was how she won the game. But sadly,
so now this just dies to Sacred Fire and Burn.
Sacred Fire and Burn, yeah.
And suddenly Wev is back in the game and in a very strong position because the remaining Pokemon don't really have a lot for what Wev's packing now.
Nope.
Luckily, Wev stuff is a bit lower on HP, so the Umbreon is all but dead. But very smartly uses protect to get some leftovers boosts.
Yep.
Heals, I should say.
Which now brings it back of the hyper voice damage that was doing 26%. So.
Yep. Goes for a cheeky wish.
Yep. Correctly swaps out.
And got to protect. Expect the protect. Oh, actually goes in for the switch. I would have been tempted to heal up Umbreon first and then go for the wish into Entei. Then also, I think, it would have been able to protect on the Toxic, so it could have scouted the Toxic.
But if it was a big fairy move, then maybe that would have been a bit more scary. Whereas the Entei resists.
That's true. Yeah, so we've obviously just wanted to heal the Entei there. As a priority, there goes Gringo Brandito to the Sacred Fire.
That's that.
So may well have been dry skin.
Well, yeah, it could have been the opposite result. Could have been a 3-0 the other way around.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
this is where good showmanship done wrong occurs.
Sometimes you gotta be the villain. Sometimes you gotta be the bad guy.
Sometimes Pokemon ain't pretty.
Sometimes it's lame. Sometimes it's dull. But it's worth it for the win.
Kids, remember, if you're boosting, you just gotta do it. You just gotta put your morals aside. You just gotta boost.
Go.
Unless boosting becomes a bad idea. But if boosting is a good idea, always boost, kids.
You should ask Ray about Calm Mind. Uses Calm Mind. Uses Calm Mind. Uses Calm Mind.
Yeah, I think you and Ed are pretty good at using that move.
What? We should do it. We should cut together a montage all the time.
All the time, Calm Mind has been used.
Calm Mind.
Yeah.
Just kill me.
Vintage out your league memes.
Vintage.
All the new players have turned off now. They're just like, what are these guys on about?
What are they chatting about?
Well, it's okay because it's about to be about you guys again, as we're going to go into your teams that you have drafted or made changes of.
The subs that have been made this very round.
Yes. So I can tell you that there were a few people who made no changes. There were 5 people who made no changes, which means that 5 people kept their full. Sorry, 5 people made substitutions. 5 people kept their team. So
5 plus 5 is 10.
Yeah, maths. I can just about do maths if I can't do English. So Wev made no changes. Becky made no changes. Kit has made 2 changes.
Oh, so what's he done then?
So he has swapped out the what was it? It was a Seismitoad for a Gastrodon, and he has swapped out Fortress for a Talonflame. Can you see what he's done here? He's made his team slightly better, and I say slightly because unfortunately he has gotten rid of 2 4x weaknesses and picked up 2 4x weaknesses.
4x weaknesses. I mean, the way I see it, Gastrodon is a straight upgrade from Seismitoad. They have the same mon, but Gastrodon is just slightly better in every way.
I would say way better.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's got the ability Storm Drain, which means that if it gets hit by a water move, then it raises its special attack by 1, and it takes no damage from that attack. So immediately he's giving him a nice water immunity for his Talonflame and his Gliscor.
I mean, Seismitoad already has that ability. So
does it actually?
They're literally the same Pokemon.
Right, okay.
I'm pretty certain.
I'm just never scared of a Seismitoad as much as I'm scared of a Gastrodon.
That's because Gastrodon's a bit bulkier and better.
You can change its.
Yeah, Seismitoad is a poor man's Gastrodon. So.
Yes, and then the Talonflame is 4x weak to rock, unfortunately.
Yep.
However, it is a really good mon, and in Gen 6 when it came out, it was the gen-defining mon.
It was busted. It has been nerfed. It has been nerfed heavily since then.
Yes, it has the ability Gale Wings, and this is the thing that got nerfed on it, but it was also the thing that made it so good in the first place. As if this Pokemon's at full HP, its flying type moves have their priority increased by 1, whereas before it was just its flying type moves are increased by by 1.
Essentially, that makes any flying type attack, aka mainly Brave Bird, makes it like a quick attack. So it has priority, so it always comes out first over the other moves. Not that you really need it because its blistering speed is so high, but it is just nice to have on Talonflame anyway.
Yeah, it's a really good lead in my situation because you can bring it out on turn 1. It's guaranteed to be able to either get off a priority Brave Bird or just U-turn out with this high speed stat and hit with a fairly decent 81 attack. Like this is the comparison that I always make, is that Talonflame hits like a freaking truck, right? But it's only got 81 base attack. But I mean, all you have to do is stick a choice band on this and it's gonna one-shot anything that's weak to fire or flying.
Yeah, it's aided by the fact that it's using 130 base power moves in Flare Blitz and Brave Bird.
Exactly. So this attack stat
way powerful.
Yeah, this attack stat is actually a little bit misleading just because of the fact that it gets access to moves with 120 base power. That it can just Flare Blitz as well. Just really strong moves.
Yeah, huge hitting moves.
So you might as well think this is like having 100 base attack and then using flamethrower or something.
Not flamethrower.
Not flamethrower. No. You get what I mean. So he's the upgrade I see here is the fact that he's got 2 mons that are just better, and also that he's picked up an additional 4x weakness rather than because before he had 2 mons that shared
he
the
had
fire
the
weakness.
Same 4x weakness, and at least the fire type will cover that a bit as well.
Yeah. So before you could pack all of the moves you need on 1 mon to super effectively hit his entire team. Whereas now you need 1 extra move. You need a rock move as well. So
a little improvement, but still, I don't know if you're trying to only pick 4x weak mons, but if that's your thing, keep with it. But
he's definitely going the Rob
game
strat
to play. Yeah.
Cool. Right, on to the next one. So the next, so Ben also made no changes, but Matthew has made 2 changes.
Yes, indeed.
And he has changed the Magnezone for a Raikou.
Much better.
See, Magnezone can definitely do a thing, but Raikou is just straight up.
I'd say many things.
Yeah, I'd say it's top 3 electric types alongside Tapu Koko, Jolteon, and
Thunderous
itself.
Eye and
Thunderous T. Actually, the Thunderous.
They're up there.
Yeah, they're definitely up there. In fact, Thunderous Darien is probably
the best.
Second best or best.
Yeah,
Tapu Koko is best, right? Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I'd rather Therian, but...
Interestingly, no one has picked up Tapu Koko yet. No one's picked up Koko.
True.
The other thing Matthew's picked up is he's traded his Sylveon for a Cresselia. And he has become the second man to have Moonduck.
Yes. Moonduck. Toilet duck.
Moonduck
the duck
is strong.
himself.
So I probably should have clicked on Raikou and Cresselia. Yeah, this is Raiku's stats, so you can see it's a lot faster than Magazone, like way faster than Magazone. Got pretty good special attack. It's not as monstrous as Magazone's, but it's pretty good. And its defenses are decent as well. 90 base HP, 100 special defense, and defense stats 75 is a bit meh. But
doesn't have a 4 times weakness to ground as well, which helps.
Yeah. Only a regular 2 times weakness to ground.
Yes.
But the Cresselia is immune to that as it has Levitate. So picking up with Levitator.
Yeah, very nice.
So he's got 2 resists to... No, sorry. He's got a nice immunity to ground for the Raikou. And yeah, they were definitely listening when we said, look at Moonduck's stats. It's got 120 base and everything. Or 130, especially.
It's silly big. On the tank side, it does have weaknesses.
Yeah.
Being hit by a big taunt is an issue for it, but other than that, it's
it can use its subpar 75 base special attack to hit you with a Psyshock or something.
Yeah, not the best. Not the best. But hey, taunts kill tanks, so there's a lesson for everyone.
Yes, put taunt on the team that fights a Cresselia.
Yeah.
If you have the Cresselia, then put on, what is it, a white herb or mental herb?
Mental herb stops taunt, I believe.
Mental herb, yeah. Cures the holder, retract, disable, encore, kill, block, taunt, torment. So that's how you get around getting taunted.
Only once, though.
Only once,
healed,
yes.
Yeah.
So
once it's healed once, it will disappear. So if they use taunt 2 times in a row, you're still screwed.
Yeah, you have to be careful when you choose to switch in your Cresselia. Cool. So then next up, who do we have? Sebastian. So Sebastian has made 2 changes.
Oh.
And I kind of like what he's done. I'd like to call what he's going for. But anyway, so he's gone for Jirachi instead of the Conkeldurr, which I think is a really, really nice pickup. Jirachi is usually touted as being one of the best draft league Pokemon.
It is very, very good.
Yes, and he has also gone rid of the Magneton for a Primarina. This is one I was not so sure about at first, but then I was like, hang on a minute, I kind of see what he's doing. Because I believe the coaches are only allowed to make a maximum of 2 swaps per round.
Yeah.
So they don't just completely change the whole team. So he's swapped out his Steel-type Magneton and picked up a Steel-type Jirachi. And he swapped out the Conkeldurr and then picked up another water type. But he's also got a water type and a psychic type from Starmie, so he's now got 2 water types and 2 psychic types. So I reckon that Starmie's going to turn into a dragon next time round, so he can finish his Fairy Dragon Steel Core.
And his Fire Water Grass, so he's both.
And his Fire Water Grass, yes. And also picking up Primarina lower tier does mean he can pick up a higher tier dragon as well. He can get a tier 2 dragon.
Yep,
which is very nice.
There's some good ones in there as well as Goodra.
Hydreigon is the best value.
Yeah, that's actually tier 2 now, isn't it? Yeah, that's probably.
Regular Kyurem, I think. Also tier 2.
Yeah, that's tier 3.
Was that tier 3?
That's tier 3,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, crikey. Pretty good,
though.
Yeah. So really liking how Seb's team is looking. And he's got that Shaman on there, so it's a good team.
Yeah, it's interesting because everyone on this Switch has made switches maybe based on what we saw in the video and on what they felt from the first match.
Yeah.
Then after the second round, people are going to be forced to make changes. So then that's going to be interesting to see what they had to do. And it's it's going to be interesting going forward just to see how everyone incrementally goes, oh, actually, maybe this, or maybe this, then this, and just slowly getting better.
Yeah.
So.
It's also quite interesting as well, the fact that you can only bring 3 mons to a game, and then you can switch out 2 mons from your team. So you could, in fact, draft Pokemon and then never actually use them because you just get rid of them straight away. So you can actually draft Pokemon to put on your squad, so people have to prep for you. So this is like way next level. This is how you try hard to learn a league.
This is what you'll be doing in the proper league.
Yes. Yeah.
You're there going, wait, he wouldn't bring this, would he? But he would bring that. Maybe if he thinks I'm going to bring that, then he won't bring this, but then he'll bring that. Oh God, what's going on?
That's called drafting a tier 5 slacking, because then everyone's like, oh shit, I have to prep for this tier 5 slacking. Never bring it to a single game, but everyone's like, oh shit, I've got to prep for this tier 5 slacking.
The unspoken reason why there is not a Shedinja on our tier list is because it has such power from the bench. We just never wanted to have to deal with it. Yeah. So
it's also a bit shit.
It is also a bit shit. And it's just kind of a really cheesy mon.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know about it, it only has 1 HP. That's its gimmick, but it has the best ability in the entire game called Wonder Guard, where it can only be hit by super effective moves. Everything else misses it. So even though it's only got 1 health, some mons just straight up can't even touch it with anything.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty cheesy way to try and get a win.
You can't even put EVs into HP. It just doesn't let you. And changing the IVs doesn't do anything to it.
You just have 1 HP. That's it.
Yeah, so...
Which is interesting, because if you have a Focus Sash and you do get hit, you stay on 1 HP, because Focus Sash leaves you with 1 HP. So you stay on 100% HP, even though you've just taken lethal. It's weird. Like, I've been hit. I haven't taken any damage. Moving on.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird mon.
Yeah.
Right, next is going to be Tan. I don't think... No, Tan did not make any substitutions. Marian also made no substitutions. But one thing I was noticing about Marian's team, because Matthew's team, it's very specially offensive in its higher end. There's only really physical mons, Crocodile and the Swampert. So I was like, a terrible matchup for Matthew would be Marian, who's got the specially bulkiest team with the Latias, Ferrothorn, Sylveon, and Tentacruel.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. Yeah. But yeah, sorry. Next person who's made changes is John.
Yep.
And John has made 2 changes, which I'm a little upset about in one way, but I'm also totally okay with another. So he's taken out a bit of his rain and he's gone for a Shaman instead of Kabutops.
Yep.
Shaman is a great Pokemon.
Shaman is a great Pokemon. Kabutops is at best decent on a rain team.
Yeah,
without being on a rain team, he's pretty awful.
With the right plan and the right execution, it's fantastic.
But then
Shaman can always come out and click Seed Flare. Yeah,
exactly. And he's already got an Azumarill to do that exact Kabutops plan better. So
so I kind of like this for getting rid of a grass weakness and electric weakness, picking up a electric resistance and a grass resistance. So actually, you can see why he's probably gone for that Shaman.
It seems to be a pretty smart move.
Yep. And the other changes made is going to be Arcanine for Incineroar.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much just a straight upgrade.
Is it? I think that they're very similar, aren't they?
I mean, both have Intimidate, both fire types. Arcanine's a bit more flexible in that it can be built special or physical, whereas Incineroar is only physical, but is a lot more bulky than the Arcanine. So
is it that much different? I don't really know. Arcanine. 90, 80, 80 on defenses, and Incineroar is 95, 90, 90. Okay, so it's a little bit more...
A little bit bulkier.
Yes. Arcanine's a bit quicker, but obviously is mono fire, whereas Incineroar is the fire dark type. And gets access to some cool moves like Darkest
Light. I think the Arcanine would have been better if to hold on to if John had kept or had like a Ferrothorn or a Mega Sizzle that he wanted to protect in the rain.
Yeah.
Because then he can swap into the Flash Fire and get the boost that way.
Mm-hmm.
But because he hasn't got those mons he needs to protect,
yeah,
I think Incineroar's probably just better here for him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't realise it. Well, I couldn't remember. I don't know, because I had Incineroar last season, that it gets U-turn, so it can do U-turn to pivot out.
Yeah,
and it's quite slow, so it's a nice slow pivot.
Yeah, slow pivot, gets access to Fake Out, Taunt, U-turn.
Yeah.
Its own unique Z move. It's got some pretty fun stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So yeah, that was I think of that as like a sideways switch.
Yeah, it's not really hugely different.
What it has given him though, actually, is his psychic fighting dark core.
I mean, yeah.
Which I don't think. Yeah, he didn't have before because of the Kabutops.
Yeah,
that's actually quite a good core because they're pretty defensive, all of them.
They are all defensive, so that's
well done, you.
Yeah, top marks,
top marks, John. And finally, we have Alana, who has made one substitution, and this is going to be Cobalion for an Incineroar.
Which, how many Incineroars does this now make in the
So we now have 3 Incineroars and 3 Shamans this time. So the people have listened. Shaman is a great mon. And for some reason, Incineroar is now the new hotness.
I can't remember. Did we do a small piece on Incineroar?
No,
I can't remember. We did.
I don't think we even mentioned it. I feel like we barely mentioned it.
Oh, yeah, it's just happened all on its own.
Yeah. So what does that do for Alana's team?
What was it? It was a
Cobalion before.
Cobalion for an Incineroar.
I feel like it hasn't really lost or gained anything.
No, I mean, you've lost a bit of a physical wall, but now you've gained an Intimidator, which is quite nice.
I guess you've lost entry hazards, but as we said before, it's not really that that important in 3v3.
You've lost a Volt Switcher, but you've gained a U-turner.
Yeah.
I don't think it's...
So now she's got Volt Turn, so she can't be got by any electric immunities.
True.
With the Incineroar. Because what we said before that her team was very good in a 6-man squad, but might struggle in a 3-man squad.
Yeah.
Obviously she did win her first game, so probably wasn't true to say that. But has it been made any better for a 3-man team? Yeah, it's got the psychic fighting dark core now, I should say.
Yeah.
Or she had that before, but actually no, she didn't. She done the dark type, so yeah, she's gained that core.
So, okay, she's getting that core, so that is an upgrade, I guess.
Yep, she is still missing a water type, so I guess you could say maybe for a future swap, maybe the wheezing for a bulky water type, or even swap your Salamence for a sort of, I don't know, sweeper water type or something. I don't know.
Manaphy might be nice.
Ooh,
Spicy little Manaphy. Just been promoted in the showdown usage statistics.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's gone up to OU.
Okay.
So it was UU.
What happened? Because it was always meant to be great, and then
it's meant to be one of the best mons in draft. However, in the ladder, it's not quite as good. Mew has been demoted to UU.
Really?
From OU, yeah. Despite the fact it's probably top 3 mons in draft.
Yeah.
It's, not even top 30 in
my God.
ladder. So, yeah. Interesting how it's different between the different types of game.
Yeah, because I mean, Manaphy, like you said, was meant to be really good, but I've not seen any pros recently use it that well, and it's not even been picked that highly. Like in the GBA, the earlier seasons, it was always one of the first round picks, and now it's not even picked up in second or third round sometimes.
I don't know why. I mean, you drafted it and couldn't make it work, so I guess.
I think it's just very predictable. If you want it to be good, it sets a very predictable.
True.
Right, so last thing for this episode was just to quickly look at the matchups for next round, also I should say round 2.
Round 2, yes indeed.
I've got them up right here. So we've got Wev versus Tan. So how does that look to you? What have we got? Have you got the rosters?
I've got the teams on screen. It suddenly gets a lot trickier when you're looking at all 6, doesn't it? Yeah,
you're suddenly like looking at all 6 versus another 6, and you're like, none of these teams are mine. I haven't looked at them extensively to find out what my weaknesses are.
I think.
What has Tan got to get through that Mega Venusaur?
Yes,
that's the big question to start off with.
That's kind of what I was looking at. I was thinking, like Gyarados with a Supersonic Sky Strike.
Zeef
could be a way.
Bounce. Gyarados.
Beedrill get how much Beedrill does?
Aerial Ace.
It does get Aerial Ace. I'm almost certain it does. But
that's going to be not enough. Yeah. That could be an issue. That could be an issue trying to hit through that Mega Venusaur.
There you go, Wev. Just bring Mega Venusaur on your phone.
Yeah. But I think if
you can get through the Mega
Venusaur, I think she's got it.
Yeah, because the rest of her mons are pretty good against the rest of Wevs.
Yeah. So there you go. Good thing when you're going into a match is to try and identify how you lose and how you win.
Yes.
So in this, a clear identifier might be Tan can go, I lose if I can't kill Mega Venusaur.
Yeah.
So she now has to try and work out how she can kill that Mega Venusaur, and then everything else should follow suit. Whereas Wev can go, right, how do I win? I bring the Mega Venusaur with coverage or a way to avoid my dying to a Gyarados. So Wev might go, okay, if I ever see Gyarados come out against my Mega Venusaur, I'm just going to switch out.
Yeah.
And then that gets Wev into a position where he goes, right, well, I can't really lose, or it's a harder place for me to lose as long as I've got that Venusaur in the back. So that's always a good thing to do when going into a match, is to try and identify how you win and how you lose.
Yeah. Very nicely explained. So what's game 2?
Game 2 is Becky versus Alana.
Oh, yes, so it is. Becky is pooping herself. Because Becky has been a long-time lurker on the group, so she followed all of season 4. So she was there when Alana swept Sam Warner. And so were we, and we all loved it.
What an entrance to the league for her that was.
Yeah. So Becky is a bit nervous about this. I think she can do it, but I've told her, if you lose this match, then do not feel bad, because Alana is a decent player.
You shouldn't feel bad if you lose any matches.
Exactly.
This is for fun.
I think, didn't I see Wev in his game versus Marian saying he was really nervous. His leg was thumping the floor. It's you just gotta chill. You just gotta chill. Just
it's a game.
Play the game.
Have some fun.
Whack a Z move on something, and just have fun with it.
Yeah. So what do you think? Do you think?
I haven't actually looked at the matchup yet.
The matchup, yeah.
I feel like this game comes down to who can intimidate the other one the most.
Before they get in the ring?
Well, no, both before and in the ring.
Because they both have intimidators. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
I thought you just meant they're just going to
both have intimidators
each other out.
Yeah, there's a lot of intimidators and a lot of mons that don't want to be intimidated.
True.
I recently watched. It was a friendly. Well, it was an invitational match of popular YouTuber A-Drive against Wolfglick, who's the VGC world champion. VGC is the official Pokemon doubles tournament format, and it was a best of 3, and there was a lot of Intimidate going on.
Was it a doubles match?
It was a doubles match, yeah. So Intimidate's even better because
Intimidate's double good because it intimidates both the opponents. So it's
so
very strong.
I now appreciate, especially even seeing like in the games this round where we had a switch in. I think in Becky's match where the Sizzle used the Sword Stance, then she switched into the Intimidate mon, so I only got a +1 boost instead of a +2 boost. So that was just a really good switch. So Intimidate really, really valuable.
Intimidate, can cause such a momentum shift because not only have you switched in a fresh Pokemon, you've also weakened their Pokemon just by switching in, and then they're now like, oh, well, I have to get out of here because I'm weak, which then forces them to make a dangerous swap, and it can really swap momentum, like turn it on a dime. So I mean, Becky's got lots of tools to deal with Alana's team, though I don't see how the wheezing goes down in this game. Wheezing.
I get Zydog is probably the only thing I'm saying.
Well, it might be time. It might be time for that Togekiss to start getting
funky.
Getting its cheese on, if you know what I mean. Because the fastest thing Alana's... there is a Jolteon down there, actually. Jolteon's pretty fast.
Jolteon outspeeds everything. Except for Extreme Speed Doggo.
True. Actually, Doggo's pretty good. Yeah, with 1,000 arrows, it can hit that levitating wheezing. So
I like the Ferrothorn is kind of nice this game, but also Mega Gyarados is really good for just being a big bulky bastard.
Right, should we move on to the next one? So next up, we've got Kit versus Ben.
Kit versus Ben. Oh, the next switch. That makes things easier.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's have a quick gander here. Both of them made... Oh, no, Kit did make changes, didn't he? Ben has made no changes.
Yes.
I
feel like Ben has a very colourful team, and what that means is he has a lot of different moves that are going to be 4 times effective against Kit.
Yes. I think as with any match versus Kit right now, if those 4 times weaknesses get hit, then he's going to struggle and probably lose. But if they don't get hit, then he'll probably win.
That pretty much is what it boils down to.
You heard it here first, folks. Getting hit by stuff is bad, whereas not getting hit by stuff is good. We give helpful advice here.
So helpful.
Cheers. We're professional.
I feel like Kit has the uphill battle just because of the 4 times weaknesses, but like you said, if the right things can come out against the right things, then he's got a good chance.
Yeah, and I've got to crack that whip at Ben, so you might see a very different Ben coming out in this next.
So John, you got to crack the whip on Kit now.
Back at Kit.
We should mention that John is now out of quarantine. He is a healthy boy.
He is out of quarantine. He is alive and well, and much richer of pocket for it. So.
Yes. Doing God's work. Cool.
Next up is Matthew versus John P.
Matthew versus John P. Okay, so what have your boys fought him last round, and what are your boys fighting him again this round?
Yeah, so hopefully my other boy will get revenge from my other boy.
Do you think they'll pass on information to each other? They'll be like, this is what you got to do to beat him.
Sorry, they have me for that.
Oh, okay. George would be like, you lost, I'm not listen to you.
But interestingly, they're the 2 players that have Cresselia. So we have got a duck off.
Moon duck off.
It's a duck off. Oh,
it's a duck battle. Duck game. Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. I don't know really about this one. Again,
it's a very bulky on both sides.
Yeah.
Right.
But again, Azumarill in the rain still kills every single mon on Matthew's team without breaking a sweat. So,
very, very nice then that Matthew has chosen this game to pick up the Raikou.
True. However, that will still die to an aquajet.
That will still die to an aquajet. So Matthew just really has to make sure he does not let that Azumarill pop off. And John has to make sure he gets that Azumarill to pop off.
Finding how you lose and how you win. And trying to build the game into a state where you get to that point where you either can't lose or are going to win. And yeah.
And then once you know all that, then you can get into the silly mind games of like, oh, well, he's going to prep so hard for my Azumarill, I'm just not even going to bring it.
See, the next level is trying to identify how your opponent is going to win and how they're going to win. So then you can try and prep not only how to not lose, but also not only how to win, but how to stop yourself from losing to their how to win. And it starts to get a bit funky.
Yeah. But that's how you can get some games in Draft League where it's like you have a good matchup against them, but then it just goes completely wrong because you've just got a terrible team against the team that they've actually brought because they brought nothing that you thought they would have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can really dig yourself into a hole if you're not too careful.
And that's why Draft League is great because everyone would just think, Pokemon is, it's just Pokemon. You click moves against the other opponent, but there's so many mind games and playing the opponent rather than actually playing the mechanics of Pokemon.
Yeah. And then the final match of the 5 is Sebastian versus Marian.
Sebastian versus Marian.
Yeah.
Who do we reckon on that one? Fun fact. Actually, no, this has been shared on the group now. Marian only really learns things through football references. And Crispy, I don't think, is a massive football fan.
Crispy is. Crispy's a huge football fan. Yeah.
Well, then why is he struggling to explain things to Marian then? He should be a master at it. She should be pro.
I mean, the Jirachi that's just been picked up is gonna be a big problem because it's faster than the whole of Marian's team. Tentacruel and Lati? Tentacruel and Lati.
Yeah.
Both of which are going to struggle against it, right? Because they can't really hit it well in any way, shape, or form. So
this is the best game to get rid of Concorder.
It's the best game to pick up a Jirachi.
Yeah, even Pre-Marina is a nice pickup because that can. I want to say it can go toe to toe with a Haxorus. I don't know. I feel like it can in the right situation. It gets Scold, gets Moonblast.
Yeah, but it also just dies in one hit unless it comes in on a dragon move. And
I would be interested to see Pre-Marina do well because it's been drafted a lot in our leagues and it's never done particularly very well.
It always puts in a showing. It always does a bit of a service, but it's never amazing. It's never great. Yeah. Like even for a tier 3, it just sort of it's there. It does okay. Yeah, but it kind of goes 1 for 1, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, I've always wanted to draft it because I've seen it like wreck house. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what these guys can do with it this time.
Yes, indeed. And that's the next matches. Looking forward to all of them. I think it's interesting to see what happens.
It's going to be super. I really enjoyed round 1, and I'm looking forward to round 2 as well. Hopefully we'll see some more spicy games. I know they're being played pretty soon as well. So
I think most of them are already scheduled for this week.
I think the latest one I've seen so far is Sunday, but
so should be exciting.
Yeah, look forward to it. I think we've still got. I think for the next couple of shows, it is just going to be myself and Joe because PK is still in America. It is really nice actually just being T-Cat and Crocs for once. Yeah.
The way it was. The way it was.
Oh no!
Till this weed that we call Leafyboi sprung up in our beautiful
flipping grass type.
Yeah.
Oh no. We do slightly miss you, Joe. You should.
I mean, he finishes our fire, water, grass course.
He does.
You have to get him back.
Yeah. And on that note, I think it's time to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks very much for
we
watching.
Of course, now it leaves us to go to BK to end every episode like we always.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not. He's not here.
He's not here. Oh.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye now. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
No, it'll just be me. No.